live at 5, except it's 6. All right. Can I trouble you to go get that thing we use to keep the film, the camera from flipping over? Thank you, good friend Alice. Hey everybody, it's exercise day. It's push day. We're going to push things. So much fun. Got one of these bad boys. TRX Works, any kind of suspension trainer. If you don't have one, I will tell you a thing you can do in a second. But if you do have one, check it out. Pretend you are holding a gigantic steering wheel at 10 and 2. Okay? So I walk forward a little. Now I've got my hands in line with my body. And that, can you move that back just a little bit so I am fully in the YouTube frame? And now I'm just making this circle. This is just a nice, gentle anterior core warm-up. All right? So I am just making this big circle. Pretend I'm like a toddler in a tractor trailer and I'm just playing with the steering wheel, but it's like right up against me. So it's not out in front of me. If you saw from the side, I have my arm in line with my leg and my top arm is in line with my head. And then I just bump the fridge. And then I just go like that. I just keep making this big circle. Okay. Happy May 4th. That's the day everybody says the stupid Star Wars stuff. Want to hear my Star Wars joke?
Yeah.
Why was 5 afraid of 7?
I don't know.
Because 6, 7, 8.
That was on The Office.
That was on The Office?
I think so.
So that's 2 dorky pop culture references I made in one?
I think so.
You know what? Your turn. That's what you get. My Yoda sounds more like Miss Piggy.
Yeah, or the other one.
Fozzie?
Yeah.
Hey!
No. Good job. Well done.
I'm not sure what
Proceed.
you're trying to do.
I was pinning you.
Oh.
So, see what Alice is doing? 10 and 2. 10 wider feet. Wider feet, my dear. That's it. So she's just making this nice, gigantic circle. Okay.
Why feet wide?
For stability, if you kept your feet together, you wouldn't be able to like lean into it as much. At the beginning, it's fine, the early reps, but like if you did a harder set, you would have to back up a little bit.
I guess I'm not really doing 10 and 2. I'm more doing 12 and 6.
What did I say? 10 and 2.
No.
You know what? Forget she's right.
3 and 9?
Yeah, it's absolutely not 10 and 2. Ignore that. That's not how you drive either. You're also supposed to drive at 6 and 12. That's how you're supposed to hold the steering wheel.
3 and 9.
3 and 9. Or the way cool dudes drive. Just 5. That's it. Just index finger and thumb on 5. That's all. That's how I drive.
Just your knees.
Elbow out the window. Yeah, just my knees. Good. Keep going. Now, as promised, I'm going to show you what you can do if you don't have a TRX. This doesn't really do the same thing, but you're just going to go like so. Boom, boom, walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. That's all. You're just going to go forward and back like that. Oh, but we want to do the thing Alice is doing. Well, that's what you get for not having a TRX, I'm going to tell you. So you just walk out, walk out, walk out. If you did legs with us yesterday, you might notice your hamstrings get a little awake as you do this. They might be a little sore. Whee! 1, 2, 1, 2, buckle my shoe. I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to trade.
Great.
So Alice is going to do this, and you'll see she does it really well. She does it like a little spider monkey. Thank you for pinning it. So I'm going to do a second set. I'm going to back up a little on these. So if you're doing the TRX thing, challenge yourself to go back a little farther. And as Alice observed, you don't really need to be wide foot until you do this, where I've backed up a little. So this is harder. And I'm trying not to move my body too much. Teeny bit of tilting is legal. Where are you going?
Right over here.
You're supposed to be doing your spider monkey.
I'm going to be doing my spider monkey.
There's no room. I want you to do it out there where I can see it.
But they can't see me.
Get out there. You spin that thing around. You do it in there.
You do it over there.
Oh, I get it. It's like Frogger.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna try to dodge where it's like a gauntlet, like in like an obstacle thing. That's it. It's clever. I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna close my eyes so that way there's no potential for me to change my.
Almost got my face.
Did it? Well, you can't blame me. My eyes are closed.
Because I was watching it.
Last one for me. Oh, I should have like a video game. I should have sped up gradually as you beat each level.
Exactly.
So I'm like, boom, 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 almost chopping your head off. Okay, high plank for everyone, whether you did the walkouts or not. Okay, wide hands, narrow feet. Teeny push-up, elbow goes to knee, come back up. Teeny push-up, march, back up. Teeny push-up, and back up. Teeny push-up, and back up. Teeny push-up, back up. Teeny push-up, back up.
Okay, what comes next?
A nano push-up.
Teeny push-up.
Oh.
Teeny push-up.
One more. Okay, very nice. All right. Now, another thing in the plank family, narrow hands, wide feet. And tap opposite shoulder. Balance the tray of quarantinis on your back.
I'll let those hips twist.
I have no choice. I have lip balm in both pockets. I don't want it to fall out.
Those martinis would still be falling.
You're right. The olives would still be in there, though.
Do you like gin martinis or vodka martinis?
I like neither because I'm a baby. I like a very dirty either. It's got to be dirty though. If it's like
Straight up.
Yeah, if it's straight up, I don't want it at all. I don't even want to smell it. But if there's a mountain of vermouth and olive juice in it, then I'll do it. I want it to basically be lunch with some vodka. Salty lunch.
Like olives and onions.
What? Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, put everything you got back there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to now do hands up push-ups. If you can do these, do them. If you cannot, just do regular push-ups on the sink or something. Pick something high to do an incline push-up. Hands up push-up is just what it sounds like. I go all the way down, okay? I briefly lie down, my hands come up. Alice, can you tilt that forward? Because I can't tell. I think Instagram can't see us. Ugh. So you get the idea? All the way down. I'm lying on the ground. My hands go like that. And then I do another one, okay? It's not the clap push-up or anything like that. It's just making sure you get no benefit from the stretch reflex. There's no springing back up. That's what the muscle does. When you don't stop on the floor, if I just do that, the muscle stretches and springs me. It's not like it's cheating or something. This just changes it. It's more of a deadlift. Not the deadlift, a lift that is starting from nothing. One more for me. There you go, Al. So, the workout today. If you got a suspension trainer, great. Join us and do push-ups that way. Don't go too heavy. So if you could do them like straight up and down, if you could have them anchored on something like hanging over a bar and hanging straight up and down, don't do that. Make it where you're going to be doing like 20 reps. So you'll be at an incline. If you can do 20 reps on a TRX where you're level, great. Good for you. You're strong. If you don't have a TRX, do incline push-ups. So that will mean use a bench, a couch, a countertop, an Abrams tank, whatever you find lying around that's high that you can put your hands on. All right, I'm going to do we're already a little warm. I'm going to do one more warm-up set before I do a high rep set. So that's how we're starting today. It's a little bit of a different order. I often go heavy first. You know, I'll do my heavy lift, whether it's in the gym or here. So like on
On leg day, for example, I'll do the squats with Alice on my back or something first, the lower rep stuff, and then I will do the higher rep stuff later. Today we're not doing anything super heavy today, but we're also kind of flipping it in reverse or switching. Anyway, here's how a TRX or any suspension trainer push-up looks. The straps are close to, but not scratching your arms. So if I push right now, it's gonna scrape me up. My poor delicate epidermis would be marred. I don't want that. So it's close to me. And then at the top, I like to just go just over the shoulder. But you don't do that. See, it's scraping? None of that. The other thing you don't want to do is this. See how it's really far away from me? You don't want that either. You want it as close, but without too much touching as possible. Like, I like to occasionally just tap, just to feel that they're still there. That's enough of those. For your warm-up set, go pretty light. Alice's turn. She did the inclines there. Go, because you haven't done these in a dog's age.
Nope.
We've played a little with TRX, but I haven't had her do a TRX push-up in a long time. So she's going to go fairly light here. Just do a set of 10. Go forward a little more. Make it pretty easy. Yeah, go there. Now lower those handles so that they're touching. Yup, now begin. That's the top. Now show me the bottom. Yeah, as best you can. Keep it straight.
Yes.
There you go. Get a nice stretch and push. Good. TRX training or push-ups, suspension trainer push-ups always take people a little by surprise at first. They're a little harder than they anticipate. It's the stabilization is part of it. So unlike a floor or bench or something, TRX is very unstable. There you go. And remember, it's harder at the bottom. The other issue with suspension trainers is there's an arcing pattern. So you're not, picture a barbell, just goes straight forward. Push-ups on the ground, just go straight forward. A lot of chest press machines, unless they have like a dual axis thing going on, just a straight press. TRX, it almost combines a fly. You're able to move from out there to in slightly. So there's a little bit of a frontal plane component. Sagittal and frontal. I never use that word, so that's why it made me go, what? That's one of those things you'll learn a lot early in trainer school. And the first time you try to unload on a client with that information, they're like, do I look like I came here, paid all this money for you to teach me something that I have zero interest in? I want to sweat, you idiot. I want to get stronger. I don't care about frontal planes. So I'm like, oh, all right. Okay, I'm going to go heavier now.
Sounds
Back
good.
up.
I
So,
like that it goes into the frontal and sagittal, but not some of the other stuff.
transverse plane, that one. That's like external rotation and stuff. All right, so you see what I've done. I've walked my feet back to the door. So this is where I can probably, I think, I haven't done these in a while either, my sales, 15 to 20. And that's our goal here. Find a tension where 15 to 20 is about what you're gonna get. Notice I've got a slight fly here, so I go down and slightly out, and then slightly in. No pause sets, no drop sets at the moment. We're just doing straight sets. I'm gonna do one more.
Okay. The angle of the camera doesn't do you justice for how hard that is.
I appreciate that. All right, so challenge thyself. I did not count mine. I will not count yours either. Promise you won't slide. If you need the thing there, let me know. She laughs it off. Great, good range of motion. There she goes.
Sort of want to go as far back as
Do it. Show me up. Nice. Very, very good. Tight abs. Tremendous. Good, just watch the scraping. A little tap is okay. Yep. Looking good, man.
Getting shaky. Getting shaky over here.
Hey. Oh, well, I can't believe I'm shaking like a leaf on a tree. Here we go.
Woo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not get, good job. I did not get much rest, but I'm going to go fairly soon anyway. So here's the plan today. Again, you're doing
You want a different
these. Okay. You're doing these first. Again, with the TRX, if you got it. If you don't, use something stable. Yes, you could get really creative and throw rope, or you can rotate it just slightly toward more.
I'm gonna keep moving it as soon as you're in.
I see. You could just throw bed sheets up behind a door. Just be careful with that. And honestly, like, you can get the cheap ones of these for like 30, 40 bucks, or at least you could. I don't know about in the quarantine era. But you can find them for fairly cheap. But they also will, unless somebody steals them, they will last you a long time. So it is a good investment for your future fitness. I do have a TRX just link on my Twitter. If you just go to HeadFit, HEDD Fit. So I can't really vouch for the knockoffs that you might find. Okay, that's enough of those. Oh, I'm feeling much in my triceps today. Don't know why. To answer your question, Alice, we're going to do 4 sets.
Oh, yay.
Superb.
Tuck my pelvis.
Yeah, I agree. Think of push-ups as a moving plank. And a TRX push-up even more so in that it's unstable and you're trying to resist motion with the core. You're trying to prevent motion. So it's a core stabilization exercise. And I like her point about squeezing the glutes, tucking under, preventing anterior tilt, preventing an arch to the back. It's the opposite of a squat. When you squat, you want that arch. Very good. Really good set. Okay. And as I've talked about before, like if you're nervous about the form and you hear me saying things like you don't want to be arched in your back when you do these, but you're not sure if you're doing it right, you know, nobody's spotting you, I'm not there shouting at you. You will do yourself more harm by not doing anything out of fear of doing the thing wrong. So still do the push-ups. Don't worry. You're very unlikely to do any harm. A lot of time form cues are just to get even more bang for the buck. So like, I can totally do my push-ups there in this bit of an arch. I will be fine. I'm not going to hurt myself. But by squeezing the glutes, tucking under, still keeping the chest up a bit, I'm just getting a little more out of it. I'm getting my core working more. My hip flexors are having to keep me stable. I can't believe how much I'm feeling this in my triceps. All arm today. It's weird.
Not bad, but just weird.
Yeah,
And
sometimes,
hitting the wall early.
sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's just how it be.
What was that? My third or fourth?
Third.
Ah, nerds.
Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah, there's your third.
Yeah, I did a warm-up set and then that. For folks at home, if you're relatively new to this stuff, there's a good chance you've already done enough. The main objective with weight training is just take a set or two to failure. And if you're really new, even leaving a little in the tank is fine too. Good. Although some, to get a little inside baseball with you, some argue it might even be the opposite, in that somebody very new to training doesn't really know what failure is yet. So where they stop, it probably is with a few in the tank, whereas somebody, a veteran lifter, they actually have a much better sense of what their full limit is. So they might stop with a few in the tank, and it actually is whatever that number is in the tank. Like they might have it right. Good, Al. Good. No, that's fine. That's what happens.
That's 2 less than last time. Bummer.
So I'm gonna.
Where'd you go?
Oh, I went in here. So I'm gonna give you a little pro tip. Tips from the trenches. No guarantee, but sometimes if you're feeling a muscle more than you want, so in this case, I feel like it's all going into my triceps, which is fine. I don't care. It's not bad. But I kind of just don't want them to be limiting my set. So I'm going to just try to get them to relax. How? I'm going to contract their antagonist, which is the bicep. So triceps extend the elbow, biceps flex the elbow. The brain will turn off a muscle to turn on the agonist, the mover of the joint. So to engage my tricep, to move my elbow, my brain takes the brakes off. It turns off my biceps and vice versa. So to do a curl, my brain is saying to my triceps, let go, guys, turn off. So yes, by just resting and maybe stretching slightly in between sets, it would do a lot of the same thing. But I'm just trying to slightly speed that along here. So I'm just doing a few curls. I'm trying not to stop at the bottom, so I want to keep constant tension. I'm not trying to torch my biceps. I'm just trying to get them just a hair winded in an effort to quiet my triceps. So I'm gonna do 2 more. Now it's not like the muscle is fully off. When we say turn off or turn on or activate a muscle, it doesn't really work like that. Like there's still, hold on a second. Like it's not like it went dead and necrotic on me in that instant. There we go. It's just not contracting hard. Okay, here I go. Oh wait, I'm way too far forward. I want to be back yonder. Enough of that. And hey, I think it worked. I think it worked. I think I turned off my tries.
All right, last set.
Aloysius, final set.
What are we?
Then it's shoulder press. Because remember, it's push day.
Push day.
And on push day, we push things.
Push day, we push things. Different planes. The sagittal. The transverse.
Not bad. One more.
I like to think that was something so off.
No, you actually got to it.
Occipital.
Uh-huh.
That's what's in my head, and I know that that's not right. Sagittal, So transverse and what's the other one?
Frontal,
Frontal. Oh, that's the easiest of them.
kind of. Sagittal, Sagittarius, like an archer. Means if you're viewing it from the side, you can see it. So a lot of work is in the sagittal plane. So we see your arms crossing the plane of your body, or moving away from the plane of your body. So we call it sagittal. A lat raise, frontal. So, ow, I hit my foot against that. So if I do this, right, lifting my arm up to the side, it's frontal plane. External rotation, that's in the transverse plane. So if you view me from above, you would be able to see the arm doing that. Rotary, the rotary plane, some call it. So like trunk rotations. Now, it's not like it's so cut and dry, right? Like movements are a combination, they're multiplanar. It's just a question of like, what's the bulk of it taking place in? And why do we care? Well, it's more for us to know. We don't really have to unload it on our clients. It's more that we just want to balance how much of each we're doing. Like if you only bench and only squat and deadlift, well, you're just not doing anything in other planes. Yes, you're working those muscles. No, that's not where I want to be. Like when I do a squat, my inner and outer thigh have to work plenty to keep me stable, to keep my leg stable. But they're not directly moving the thing like this or this. They're not doing that. They're just keeping the squat happening. Yeah, we're going to be going this way, so you've got the right idea now. So the meat and potatoes of your workout, I say, should still be predominantly sagittal plane type stuff, squats, bench, dead. I'm actually going to be farther forward, so you might need to, because I'm going to be like way out here.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I'm like telling you this as you're laying track as the train's approaching. You like that metaphor?
Mm-hmm.
That's how George Martin described trying to stay ahead of the show. He had written, I forget now, it's been so many years. He had written the fifth book when he optioned the show. He optioned the book to HBO for the show.
Mm-hmm.
He had written the fifth, I think I have this right. And he, in like the second or third season, I think the sixth book came out, I think. And then he was like, it's okay. I got two more to write. I'll be done with them in no time. And at one point he realized it was getting closer, and he described it as if you were trying to lay track while the train was approaching. And we know what happened. He got ran over. So you see what I'm doing? I'm shoulder pressing. I'm leaning way over, and I'm pushing over my shoulder. So I'm leaning like that, pushing in line with my body. So I'm not pushing forward, I'm pushing up. Al's turn, right arm. I have looped 3 bands together. Why did I do that?
If you touch that, it might fall. So just be aware. You can move it, but
Yeah,
don't
you're right.
like touch it and then let it go.
Wow, you really,
It's very precarious.
you're not kidding. That's like
Yeah, so you can touch it, but just don't let
are you
it go.
kidding? I don't even want to breathe on it. I would grab the phone to show the folks at home what you did to the laptop, but the phone keeps the laptop, I think.
Probably steady.
It's like that scene in Beetlejuice when the little dog is on the car. And then James Cameron nodded to that when he did True Lies, and the pelican lands on their car and they fall in the water with the nuke in the trunk. I think there's a nuke in the trunk. And Tim Burton was probably nodding to somebody else when he did that. I'm sure Charlie Chaplin did something like that. Boy, with my that light in the frame. Don't be mad, I'm gonna move your cheese.
You can totally move my cheese. I'm fine with that. I can do that.
Oh no, don't do that.
That's weird. Okay, last one. Oof. I got my triceps.
Yeah. For the life of me, I see why you were where you were. Oh well.
I can move it to a different angle if you'd like. Not sideways. Here, I'll get it for you.
So,
Too much down.
oh, that's good. And that's good because then they can see what I'm talking about with this tipping forward thing. See, it's not directly in line with me. It's not like that, but it's close. I just have to change feet. No ankle. Here we go. Normally, you put your other leg, like the oppositional leg, in front. So my left arm's pressing, my right should be in front, and I'm just pressing straight over my shoulder. And what I was going to say a minute ago is I've looped 3 bands together so that the tension is more constant. It's still progressively getting heavier as I push it. So it's a little lighter here and it's a little heavier there, but not that much. Al's turn. Is there room?
Yeah.
Can I stay here?
Absolutely.
Good. All right, for May the 4th, we're going to ask the question once and for all to settle it. Multiple choice. What is the best Star Wars movie? Is it A, The Phantom Menace, B, Attack of the Clones, or C, Revenge of the Sith? Which one? Alice doesn't know why that's funny. If it's funny.
I know that it's funny to me because I don't know any of those.
So those are the shitty prequels.
Oh.
And the fact that I excluded the original series in the list of what's the best is funny. That's not my joke. That's a guy on Twitter. Pixelated Boat. That's his name on Twitter. Really funny person. Go Al.
Is he a...
I have no idea who he is. I think he's Australian. He's like one of those, I only know them by their Twitter name people. Like Drill. Wint at Drill.
Is that another one?
That's that really funny guy. I can't like say his great tweets because they're so full of profanity. Not that I were trying not to curse, but we kind of are.
Dirty. They're dirty.
Yeah, they're very dirty, but like weird dirty, surreal dirty.
Good job, man.
Thank you. I am punching.
Punch.
Punch.
Punching the air.
Punch the air. I'll show that air a thing or two.
Yeah, take that. Boom, boom.
Am I scraping the wall? Oops. That's funny.
That was funny.
Is this going to be a long workout? Because I got things to do.
You're telling me.
Yeah, Alice took time out of her day to do this. She's probably back on the clock right after. Maybe? Well,
100%.
100%. Your turn.
Some days I only have to work 9 hours, and some days I have to work 19. Today's the long one. That's fine. That's the career path.
This is the business we've chosen.
That's true. Actually, I could not work so long and then just do a really shitty job, shitty at my job.
There is that
But
alternative.
instead,
Alice is meticulous. She's diligent. And she's got a solid work ethic that borders on extra solid. What's harder than solid?
I don't know. Borders on an addiction. But yeah, building teams. New team members who are higher ups coming on. And then hopefully the work will be dispersed amongst the higher ups. And not to the lowest man on the totem pole.
And you know what they say about higher ups? They love to take on more work from the people lower on the totem pole.
Well, or I leave and then they have to do it all. So They know better.
They- All right. So once again, I'm putting left foot in front, but you should be switching that at home. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how do I do this if I don't have bands? You don't have bands yet? Why? Get them. Come on. Go online, buy yourself some bands, spend like $60, get a good kit of 4. If you don't want to do that, spend $11 and get just the little white band. You know, it's this 41-inch continuous loop. Maybe get 2 of them, then you can loop them together and you'll have a little more tension. And that is another pro tip, that becomes the next level up band. So you could just buy a bunch of those. And sometimes it's even preferable to have 2 of the same because there's a lot of movements where you want to be able to have even tension on either side. You'll notice we don't do a lot of like double arm band pressing. We can't, we don't have enough. Well, that's not true. We could use I have a lot of the medium ones.
Yeah.
I got
You have
5.
4.
Or,
Definitely
what happened to my 5th?
You might have a 5th. I know you definitely have.
No, I think I have 4. Okay, your turn, left arm.
Fantastic.
And more drama, please.
More drama. I think you have enough drama for us. Sean's the dramatic one. That's not true.
So, we're actually back to the TRX after this to do those things that I said I was feeling too much, the triceps. But just because I was feeling them a bunch doesn't mean y'all were. And who am I to tailor my workout around me? In my selfless programming. This is programming for the rest of you. Good form. I'm gonna start calling you Good Form Norm.
That's a thing one could do.
You're not lying, Good Form Norm. Good.
Sean makes me laugh and then I lose all of the good form.
Yeah. Day 1 of trainer school, they say try not to try out your tight 10 on your clients because you want them to actually finish the set, not, roll their eyes or laugh.
I'm amazed at all this day 1 of trainer school.
Yeah, as if I went to day 1 of trainer school. Back to the door. Alice, I lost my TRX. It's gone.
It is not gone. You put it in your thing.
Why did I do that? Let's switch to this thing, just to show people that you can use either of the TRX knockoffs. So I throw it over the top. It's also just quicker. Now that we don't need them to... Actually, this I'm sure it might be better if we use the other one. I don't care. So, this is up there. By the way, I'll just show you this while I've got it. This particular knockoff has this big old loop to go over something, and then you loop this through itself, slip knotting it. But it also then has this, that's the door anchor. This little extra bit of canvas or whatever material, that is just, so the whole thing just hangs over the top of the door. Then I close the door in it, and now it's anchored. But if I had a chin-up bar, right, I would loop the whole thing through itself.
Brilliant.
That's one area where this cheap piece of crap is better than the TRX, because they don't give you that. Although I think they still own it.
I don't know why you call it a cheap piece of crap.
Because it was $38.
Just because it's affordable doesn't mean it's a piece of crap.
You heard it here first, folks.
It's,
Cheap don't equal bad. I don't know where I'm going with that. Like, what if I buy you something and it's crappy? Like I can say, well, okay, tricep time. So Alice is gonna love this because the other day we did these against a surface where the surface can't move, but now it can, and now it's gonna totally make more sense. Start here, drop, 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 skull crusher, get a nice stretch, press. See what's going on? So now, see, Alice, why this has a lot in common with using a steady surface, but now I can move around it. So it's so much better. Capiche?
Capiche.
Now, don't laugh, but I once at the gym rigged up this with a band around my chest attached in front of me so that at the top, I got that extra tension and I looked like an idiot. But you know what? I got a really good workout. So who's laughing now?
You're like the guy who's just doing who's lifting weights with his neck. He's going backwards. You got a really good workout too.
You did. All right, check it out. I'm gonna make this a little longer.
Does that make it easier or harder?
Yes. Come on in.
Are my feet supposed to be up against the door?
I don't know. Let's see where you wind up. Oh yeah, get that nice stretch and then press. So the elbows bend and then you can roll back a little. Get that nice stretch of the tris at the bottom. Isn't that pleasant? Isn't that lovely?
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to put a band around your chest and I'll hold it over there? No? All right. Sorry. Good. Good.
Yeah, give me a little more Paul in.
Oh, it's so good. You're doing it so well. Oh, that was terrible. Is he still with us? Did he die of corona? He probably died about 20 years ago, is my guess.
All right.
Okay. How'd it feel?
Feels good. Feels good. It is fun. It makes way more sense than it did yesterday, the other day. Now I get it. I still don't know how I move my feet back on it, but that's okay. It's
On
building
this or over there?
up. The one that we would slide our feet in and out.
Oh, the slide. Yeah.
So I don't fully get that, but that's okay. It's baby steps. Like I get it, and it's really smokes out my triceps.
Smokes them. So, watch exactly where my hands are.
Mm-hmm.
See how they can go up, and I kind of drop under them, and then they do that?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't move at all, that's what it would look like. That's what we were dealing with over there. Mm-hmm. So my thinking, I didn't make it up, but my what I was going with was allowing the feet to drift back to sort of replicate how these go up. Make sense?
Yes.
But it's weird, I will not lie. It takes a lot of, how do I put it? Not control, because it's not like you don't have control.
No, it was definitely some control.
But like you have to know what you're really trying to do.
Yeah.
Where, when, and where, and why do I move my feet?
Right. That's why I said
Yeah.
I get this now, except I don't get that part yet. But that's okay.
All right, your turn. One more set. Good. Again.
I like to turn my hands in, like when.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm cool with it.
Like that.
You
That just
can,
feels
you
good.
can, and you can even, if you want to twist the foam thing a little, like so that it's oriented, like you can, if like
that.
not just that, but you can get this to slide in or out
Mhm.
if you find you want them a little more. At the gym, they have that easy curl bar. People know that one. That's how you can curl with the bar that's shaped like a W, kind of. I don't like it for easy curl. I like it for triceps work because it lets you keep your hands like that. And you could do that here. You could have your hands just slightly pronated, so not flat, but just like that. And to do it, you can slightly turn the things. And then at the top, you'll notice she's allowing her arms to supinate a little. See, watch how she goes neutral and then like so.
All right.
Cool. Let's take a walk. Can I put you in charge of camera work? Follow me, team.
Can't go anywhere without my lip on. You know that. I don't know why you even thought we could consider it. So we're gonna do a pec fly off the bench. If you have a weight, great. If you don't, you could. Honestly, if you don't have a weight, just don't bother. It's too much work. You could rig up a band under the bench. We've played with that, but it's like for this move, it's just so much trouble. I wouldn't bother. You could put a band in the door and do flies this way. So picture the band is behind the door, just like we were doing the press, but instead of pressing, you're just gonna do a fly. See that motion? Alice and I came in here so that we can do a different type of fly using the dumbbell. So, or the kettlebell rather. A real gym, I'd be able to hold the bench, and I did that out of muscle memory, and there ain't no end of a bench there. There's just air. So, now I'm gonna do a pec fly, or a single arm fly. Now, Alice, this is gonna be a little heavy for you.
I was thinking that.
Here's your option.
Uh-huh.
Bear with me. Do you want to put a bunch of like our liquor in a bag or something and lift that? We certainly have enough of it.
We do have enough.
Oh, this bench is painful. Who bought this thing? Didn't they think there would be a quarantine and we would need to? So I'm just cheating my scapula off the bench a little bit. It's just irritating.
How much weight do you want me to be lifting?
10? So if it gets too tough, here's what you can do. Just do the negative and then bring it in and press it. Negative. Bring it in and press it. That was awful. That's a single arm pec fly. What? You didn't find anything?
I don't know what's going to be 10 pounds. Like on the fly. That is like something
That was good. That was good. On the fly.
I get it. That seems like something more we should have prepared.
Oh
Ahead
yeah.
of time before I'd say, Alice, find a bag, put some liquor in it.
Staying right there. Face the door. Door. Camera.
Okay, so you want me to do? I was just gonna have you hold it over there.
Exactly.
Great.
But
So
I'm
I
not
can't.
going to be over there.
Why
I'm
not?
going to be. I guess I can. I see what you're saying.
Give me
do that.
something.
Give me something good.
And so
I
I
don't know
know.
if we have the room.
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know.
That's the problem. That's good. Stand up. Face the camera.
I didn't know we were doing it.
I know. Face that lady.
Okay.
Put your arm out in front. Put it in front toward the lady. Okay. Now let it open out.
Okay.
Go ahead and fly. Single arm fly. There
Yeah.
you go.
Okay. This arm has to really bend.
I'll go a little
I
lighter.
can't do it straight. Yeah, I didn't know we were gonna do both of these bands together. I thought one.
So she is doing a single arm pec fly with band tension in lieu of iron. But it's same movement, same muscle group. The load is different in that it is heavier at the finish, whereas using weight against gravity, it's heaviest at the bottom. But it is not, one is not superior, or if it is, it's barely superior. And you could write mountains of, you could write a dissertation on it. My turn. How can I do this where I don't have to move? I know. I'll just slide this just to there. All right. And I'm gonna, normally I wouldn't set up this far off the thing, but it really hurts my shoulder blade. All right, don't lift it up this way, but I'm allowed. I'm the boss. Okay. Back fly, back fly.
So here, the elbow would more want to bend toward the bottom as you start to hit the wall, whereas with the band, it does it toward the top. One reason I like this, sneaking in oblique work. Did you feel that a little standing? Oh. One more.
Good job.
Thanks. Oh, your turn. All right. Was it this way or this way? What did I do last time?
The Navy I held on to.
In the Navy. Okay, your turn. So she's gonna do a fly.
No camera at all. Which is fine. You can see how Sean, what he does with it.
Well, they don't. This might overcomplicate things. So here's the deal. Yeah, you can leave it on me. You're right. This will show them no reason to hide how the sausage gets made. So here's the deal. To give her a better load, I am slightly going with her toward the finish, just because it is very heavy. And for this movement, you would run out of steam. Unless I linked like 3 or 4 of these together, which I did not take the time to do, it just gets too heavy too fast. So at the end there, I'm just going a little bit. And you don't have to rotate like I am. You could just do a row or something. And this would be only if you were partner training. Good, Al. And I say this can be it, man. Although, tell me, are you feeling your abs? Not really? All right.
Not too much here.
All right. Let's do a side plank, then we're done. That's literally it. We're going to do a side plank on each side, 30 seconds. Where's the clock? Oh, there's one on the YouTube.
I'll move you down here because I keep knocking you over anyway. So this makes sense.
All right, you ready? Side plank, 30 seconds per side, then you're done.
Okay.
Shouldn't be too awful for some. If you want to do longer, feel free. If you want to do less, feel free. A side plank either on your forearm or your hand. I'll show you you get a timer. Very good. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
All right, no, you're right. Let me show the really quick things. If a side plank is too tough for you, be on your knees and up on your forearm like that. But the full side plank, you're either on your elbow or on your hand. I kind of like elbow. And we're going to do 30 seconds. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
On our marks.
I'll do elbow too.
Okay.
And you mark.
Get set.
And go.
All right, away we go. So we're tight. Butt is tight. You're pushing your hips forward a bit. Just going to do 30 seconds a side, but going right into the other side. Or left into the other side. Oh, how can you stand it? They're not even funny. They're not even anything. Like, what was that? That wasn't even a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm at your mercy, for I cannot see the clock. I assume you'll alert me when we're, close enough.
Ten, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wonderful. Okay. Hey, we're done. Everybody can go home, go to bed. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We will see you
Bye.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Unless it's a pull day or we're resting. We'll decide in the morning. See how we feel. My triceps might be too sore. Bye.
Bye.